Welcome. If we've not met before, if you've not seen my lives, I look forward to hopefully being connected with you. I'm the sort of person that speaks the truth from a place of love. I don't mind being vulnerable. I've learned a lot in my life, and I thoroughly enjoy helping people who want to empower themselves, who want to grow, and who want to know who they are outside of the roles they play in life and the ways they adapt to being there for other people. Because under all those roles is a real you. At this time in my life, it's my 72nd year, I have learned so much. I've learned about being spirit in a physical body. I've learned about evolving and growing within the self spiritually and emotionally. I've learned about the human condition and the way we're programmed, and I'm excited to share the language of love versus the language of fear. And the fear we've been brought up in, the blame shame game, where guilt and manipulation are rife, where we end up with low self-esteems because we don't feel approved of, we don't feel good enough, and that's because we're still seeking other people's approval or not wanting their disapproval. They're not the same thing. And I welcome you and invite you to join me on different levels of work that I do. There's a huge amount free, and there are some things in the shop on the new website that you can buy. I've written 2 books that are up for sale, and they're in the shop, and I'm currently writing a 3rd book. I've written my first book about an experience with food and eating, something that somebody said to me when I was in my early 20s that led to an eating disorder, a disorder with food, a feeling of not good enough that spanned over 40 years of my life. Having resolved that, worked through it, I became empowered and inquisitive. I wanted to learn more about why I did what I did, why things didn't work sometimes, and why I'd lived a life believing that I wasn't good enough, putting on a facade and a presence that people thought I'd got everything, when deep down I was just a very lost soul, hugely lost, and trying to please everybody, that led to a breakdown. That wasn't poor old me's, it was fact. I absolutely felt responsible for everyone and how they felt. And obviously, then I had a breakdown. And that was in 1991, when it was a social stigma. Mental health was a social stigma. Depression was a stigma. Excuse me. If I'd have broken my leg, people would have allowed it to mend. I was broken in my heart and my spirit. And not only did people not allow that, they actually thought that it was wrong and I had to handle their shame as they treated me, not everyone, in an abysmal manner. And it's only now that I realise just how hard that was for me, and how much I now want to support and help people that struggle with low self-esteem, with issues of inferiority, with an irrational guilt complex and an irrational fear of leading to phobias that are inhibiting their lives. And that's why I encourage anybody to join me on Sue's University of Life. I'm Sue. The University of Life is yours. It's your life. The only qualification you need to come to me is that you really want to change what you're doing, because you've acknowledged that it's not everyone else's fault, it's not your fault. You need to learn a new way of looking at the world, which means taking responsibility, owning your own pain, owning your own emotions, and learning to manage them without allowing your egotic programming, your mindset, to put you into a place of feeling not good enough, of feeling bloated, of feeling fat, and then thinking there's something wrong with me. that leads to the slippery slope of misery and suffering. Because I've resolved all of these things within myself and I'm now free, I look around and I think, well, what do I do? I'm 71. How can I get on with the rest of my life? Having lost 2 husbands, and one we were divorced and we were okay, and then he died suddenly in his early 60s. And secondly, my husband who he also died in his early 60s. So I've had to reinvent myself, and instead of sitting down, lying on the floor and feeling sorry for myself and blaming the world or blaming myself for mistakes that I have made, I've rolled my sleeves up, I've grieved, I'm still grieving, and life is about pain, it's about learning, it's about growth. And so I've reinvented myself. I know clearly where I need to go, what I need to do. It's fraught with people's opinions who want to blame me, put me down, and do anything other than own the fact that maybe if they could hear with open ears that there are a few things they could learn from the wisdom of life, from experiences. And I've learned so much, and I'm over giving myself a hard time. I've learned, I've grieved, I've made mistakes. I didn't commit a crime. The only crime, if crime be it, is that I didn't believe and understand that I mattered, and therefore put everyone else's feelings first, and consequently that led to a breakdown of everything within me. It's not rocket science. It's not an easy journey. Who said it was going to be? Nobody. And you can reinvent yourself. You can stop believing some of the lies in the stories that you tell yourself. You can stop the drama out of fear and a need to be right. You can learn to be comfortable inside your own skin and be vulnerable sometimes. It's all okay. And I come to you on this live vulnerable, very, very vulnerable. I'm on a journey of self-discovery and awareness. I've outgrown a lot of people because of the way we interact, neediness, codependency. And outgrowing people doesn't mean you don't love them. It means that you have a life of your own. And there are consequences to that, and you have to understand that and realise that your choices are yours, and you have to become your own best friend. And the journey of life is fraught. Nobody said it was going to be easy, and anybody who thinks it was going to be easy, they're not being realistic. However, you can live your life from a place of love, loving yourself, being your own best friend, clearing the clutter from the inside, all the old programming, and reinventing and believing the new self-talk, which is about love. That's what I'm writing a 3rd book about, and it's what I will be talking about on Sue's University of Life. I'm going on a journey literally tomorrow for almost 4 weeks. It wasn't a journey I intended taking. It wasn't a journey that I'm taking out of choice, other than I have to go. And I will learn from it, and given permission, I'll be able to talk about it, the experience, in months to come. And it's simply about the human condition. It's about love, it's about caring, and it's about the unexpected things happening as they do in life. And it's not what's happening, it's how we deal with it. It's how you deal with it. I connect to your loving spirit. If you don't resonate with anything I say, that's absolutely okay. Then just you go on your way. And I always say we're different. We come to life in a different thought process. Those are all thought processes. Those are all emotions that have led us to be who we are. And people say, that's the way I am, accept me as I am. That's not the way you are. It's how you've learned to be. And if it's working, that's absolutely great. If it's not, that's why I invite you to join me, and welcome to the Self-Discovery channel. Welcome to the journey. The only thing I ask you to do is turn up. Trust me, because I would never do anything to hurt you. Trust me that if I say I know, I do. And if I don't, I don't. And if you need extra support and help, it's out there. My qualifications are enough for me to say I have worked with thousands of people and supported people. I also know that if you need extra help, then you can get it in your local area. If you want to come on board, if you have issues around slimming, I have Shoreway Slimming Clubs, a new programme starting. It's on the website, ready for you to sign up, and that starts in 6 weeks, I believe. So this is the simple thing that you need to do. If you've listened this far, then you must have something that's going around with you. Does what I say ring a bell of truth? Are your relationships working? Do you actually like yourself? Do you believe you matter? Are you at war with yourself and other people? Do you have to be right or wrong? Do you have an issue around weight or drugs or gambling or work? Do you feel alone? Do you need company? And are you in a codependent relationship because you're too scared of getting out? What are your fears? Nobody needs to live their life in fear. Nobody needs to live their life feeling alone, because the only person who needs to understand you is you. Once you understand you, then you have choices. And it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to Sue's University of Life on YouTube, Sue's University of Life on Facebook, Sue at suesuniversityoflife.com is my email address. The website is suesuniversityoflife.com. And so there's a shop there, there's videos there. It's just been launched, so it's in the process, so be patient with us. And if you want to join me, follow me, subscribe, then you have access to the answers you need. I don't give advice, I just support. The answers you need if you're ready to turn up, commit. You're here for yourself, not to help anybody else. You're here because you're struggling and you want some support. And I promise, I absolutely know that you can learn to be mindfully aware, problem solve, and stop being scared and stop feeling guilty for something you haven't done. I promise you that nobody is more superior than you. We're all equal. And anything you're telling yourself in your head, the story that you are continually feeding out of fear, we can change that so that you feed yourself with love. And that's why I'm happy to share at a time when I'm feeling incredibly sad. And I own that vulnerable sadness. Not every second. I know, though, I've got some grieving to do. And you know that's okay, because it's part of the human condition. You don't walk around feeling sorry for yourself and miserable. You take responsibility and you speak the truth from a place of love. Sometimes you might think you're telling the truth, think being the operative word, because if you think something, that's in your programming. And if you're still coming from old programming, laced with fear, guilt, manipulation, inferiority, and low self-esteem, then that's what you're feeding yourself. So I'm here to encourage you to learn the new language of love at Sue's University of Life. I'm Sue Gaskell Barlow. I'm a self-awareness life coach. I have lots of skills, pieces of paper, none more important than life's experiences, which we share together, and you pick up what works for you and learn how to say no, Learn to eat when you're hungry and not because of emotions, and learn to psychologically let go of any traumatic experiences that you've gone through in the past. Because once you let that go, you can learn to live in the moment. You can learn to access your emotions, not your feelings that lead to fear, your emotions, which are really great tools to use when you need them. Meditation's a great way of communicating and finding out who you are. There's so many things to share with you, and I look forward to you joining me. Subscribe and ding the bell on YouTube, Facebook, Sue Gaskell, Sue's University of Life, to like and follow. Have a visit to the website suesuniversityoflife.com, and lastly, if you want to, sign up for my email, which is sue@suesuniversityoflife.com, and then we're in touch, and I look forward immensely. Leave a comment, just let me know that you're around, and let's get this show on the road, because if you're ready, I'm here, and if you're ready, then I'm more than happy to be part of your journey as you learn to understand that you matter, and you answer the question, who am I outside of the roles I play? Because you're a beautiful spirit. Bye for now. Bye-bye.